if you're watching this, you're probably wondering why someone with a stable, high-paying career, someone who spent more than 20 years in a Fortune 500 company, would even think about giving it all up to start over as a small YouTube creator. And trust me, I've asked myself that same question 1,000 times. But the answer is both terrifying and liberating, because I'm finally ready to stop settling. I'm ready to stop surviving a life that looks great from the outside, but doesn't feel like mine on the inside. For the past 20+ years, I've done what many would call the right thing. I did what most of us are told to do. I followed the rules. I studied hard, got the degrees, built a career, took the calculated risks, climbed the corporate ladder, earned 6 figures, got comfortable, and it worked. I landed a 6-figure job in finance, great title, strong reputation, comfortable lifestyle. On paper, I've made it. And to be clear, I don't regret it. That journey taught me discipline, resilience, how to lead, how to manage pressure. But what happens when you reach the top of the ladder and realize it's leaning against the wrong wall? Part 1. The hidden cost of success. Here's the truth most people don't talk about when it comes to a successful career. The meetings, the KPIs, the promotions, the bonuses, they keep you moving forward, but they don't always move you up, and they certainly don't guarantee you're growing, at least not in the ways that matter most. Somewhere along the line, I started feeling like a machine. I was performing well, sure. I was respected, yes, but I wasn't me. Every year, it was the same script. New fiscal year, new goals, new targets, new transformative initiatives, slightly different problems, slightly different teams, but no real change. Day after day, I'd sit in high-stakes meetings, making decisions worth millions, and yet, I felt empty. Not because the work was meaningless, but because I wasn't using all of who I am. Part 2. The stuck feeling no one talks about. You know that feeling when something in you wants to stretch, to expand, but everything around you stays the same. That quiet restlessness, that slow-burning frustration, that was me. I'd go home after work, wondering, is this it? Is this what I'll do for the next 10, 15, 20 years? And a part of me, the part I'd long silenced, would whisper, there's more in you than this. But then I'd remind myself, come on, you have a great job. People would kill for this. And I'd silence that voice, again and again, until eventually, it stopped whispering, and that scared me. Part 3. The monotony of the corporate grind. Corporate life has its rhythm, and it's relentless. Deadlines, reviews, strategy sessions, forecasting, another quarter, another review, another target. The corporate world has a way of dangling carrots in front of you. Promotions, bonuses, recognition. And when you finally get there, they move the goalpost. There's always another rung to climb, another milestone to chase. Promotions come with more responsibility, but not necessarily more fulfillment. I started noticing that my personal growth had stalled. I was learning how to navigate politics better, sure, but creatively, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, I was flatlining. I was producing results, but not becoming more of myself. I was excelling in someone else's system, following someone else's blueprint, but I wasn't building my own life. Part 4. The moment it clicked. It wasn't some dramatic event that changed everything. No sudden life crisis. Just one quiet weekend, I picked up a camera, almost on a whim, and recorded a short video. No script, no real plan, just me talking about something I care about, in my own voice. And when I uploaded it with no expectations, then something clicked. Not because the views blew up, they didn't, but because for the first time in a long time I was creating, not just producing, and it felt real. It felt like I was coming home to myself. The feedback I got, it wasn't about the numbers. It was about how I made people feel. This made something complicated finally make sense. I wish someone had explained it like this years ago. That moment, it was the first time in years I felt lit up from the inside. Not because I was in some boardroom, but because I was connecting, creating, communicating, and I realized, maybe my greatest contribution isn't hidden in a quarterly report. Maybe it's in my story, my voice, my perspective. Now don't get me wrong. The idea of quitting a six-figure job to pursue a small online business, it scared the hell out of me. The voice in my head said, "You're too old to start over. You'll never make it in a saturated space. What if you fail? Publicly." But then I thought, what if I don't try? What if I stay safe, but spend the rest of my life wondering what might have been? What if the real failure isn't falling short, but never leaping at all? Part 5. The power of untapped potential. We all carry gifts we haven't unwrapped, and I think the most dangerous thing we can do is never open them. I had spent 2 decades developing just one part of myself: the analyst, the executive, the strategist. But there's also the storyteller, the creator, the teacher, the human being who wants to connect on a deeper level. That part of me dies for 2 decades. The corporate world rarely makes space for that. It rewards what's measurable. But what about the immeasurable? What about joy, creativity, purpose? These never show up in any corporate KPIs. I realized, I don't want to retire with a list of what-ifs. I don't want to die successful in someone else's game, but bankrupt in my own potential. For years I equated success with income, titles and recognition. But now, I see success as something quieter, something deeper. It's waking up excited. It's doing meaningful work. It's helping people in a way only you can. I may not become a huge creator. That's not the point. But if I can build a small, honest, purposeful community, if I can share my voice, my lessons, my truth, then it will have been worth it. Part 6. Why create? Why now? So why create? Why now? Because I can be fully me. Not just the busy professional, not just the mentor, but the storyteller, the builder, the curious human being who still has a lot to say, and even more to learn. I'm not chasing millions of views. I'm not quitting so as to go viral on social media. I'm stepping into a new chapter, one that values creativity over control, impact over income, meaning over metrics. I want to help people rethink success. I want to share what I've learned, what I've felt, what I've failed at, all of it. And if I can help even one person wake up to their own potential, it'll all be worth it. Part 7. Redefining risk and success. Yes, I'm walking away from a 6-figure job, but I'm walking towards something that feels far more valuable: authenticity. People ask, aren't you scared? And the answer is, absolutely. But staying stuck scares me more. There's a risk in every decision, but there's also a risk in not deciding. A risk in staying too long in places you've outgrown. We've been taught that success is linear: title, money, house, car, retire. But I'm learning that success is not a ladder, it's a compass, and mine is pointing somewhere new. Now is the time. So here I am, not at the end, but at a beginning. I'm not leaving behind a career, I'm stepping into a calling. I am happy to share my journey, not from the top of the mountain, but from the messy, exciting, honest middle. If you've ever felt stuck in a life that looks good but doesn't feel right, you're not alone. And it's never too late to become who you really are. I'm not quitting because I failed. I'm quitting because I finally listened and realized I have more to offer. More than reports and boardrooms, more than titles and targets, more than someone else's definition of success. This is my leap of faith. And if you've ever felt stuck, or small, or like you're meant for something more, I hope this gives you permission to take your leap too. because your potential doesn't expire. Your passion doesn't have to wait. And your purpose, it's still calling. I hope you'll come along, because this is just the beginning. Stay connected. Thank you for watching. Please comment below and let us know what your own story is. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more inspiration. And if you need insights on how to start over at any age, grab our ebook, link in description and comments below. We have also created a school community for people who desire to start over on a new path using available technologies like AI, with the support of a community of people who get it. See link in description and let's see in school.